me loose from the pettiness they turn on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue. 'Cause this is me when I cut out all the shallowness and everything I suppress to fit in a small frame. But I won't play your game anymore, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turn on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now. I'm gonna let them talk, but I ain't following nobody else. How can I be resentful when I finally respect myself? I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turn on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Better Man Show. It's a Friday night. Usually, most of us will be out gallivanting at this point in time, but we are in difficult and strange times right now. So, most of us are kind of stuck at home, or we don't venture out as much. So, thank you for joining my show. Hi, my name is BK, and if we are friends, obviously you will know that. If we are not friends, don't be a stranger. Just add me as a friend, wherever I'm popping up on your radar. I'm kind of testing out some of the various platforms and just to see how they are performing, right? So tonight, it's day number 46. I still can't get this right. It's day number 46 of a 100-day challenge. So exactly 46 days ago, right, I started a personal 100-day live stream challenge. And as you can see, this is now day 46. A lot of my friends actually said, "You sure? You crazy? You want to do a 100-day challenge?" I must admit, when I first started, it did feel a bit crazy. It did seem a bit crazy. But lo and behold, we are on day 46, and it's been a very interesting journey. A lot of things have changed, learned a lot of things, reconnected with old friends. That's especially one of the best things, actually. And heard feedback, comments, and even have people coming out and saying that, "Hey, I'm inspired by what you do. I want to do the same, So the reason for this challenge for myself was because I came across this thing called 75 Hard by Andy Frisella, and I just wanted to give him a quick shout out because that's the whole idea behind it. So this is actually more like a personal discipline challenge, and it's been 46 days. I've always felt that it takes roughly 30 days to form a habit and then 90 days to form a discipline. So this is already a habit in a way. In fact, it's something that I look forward to doing every day. I look forward to 10 p.m. I look forward to creating content for this particular thing that I'm doing, right? So that's the fun part about it. So it's become a habit, that's for sure. So then 90 days, which is almost there, halfway there, we will be looking at, it will become like a discipline, right? And then who knows, I might evolve the show to something else. I might like it so much that I won't stop it, even though it's a 100-day challenge. But we will press on and see what happens, right? So today's show, I just wanted to do a quick, simple before and after recap. A quick, simple before and after recap. Those of you who have seen some of the earlier episodes, you might have seen some of the earlier rough edges, right? So let me just quickly pull out a quick graphic because this allows me to do that. So this was day 1. Nothing. This is a deer in the headlights shot, right? So what happened was this is day 1. I was just using Zoom. I just wanted to get going. So basically nothing along the way. But over time, it has slowly evolved, and thankfully, I've had experience with testing different platforms. And I think right now I'm probably on one of the most powerful ones and probably the most versatile ones. So if you have noticed, there are certain things that are graphical that is quite good for a show like this, right? So for example, you have things like a lower third, right, graphic, and you can make it disappear, right? And then there is this thing here. Let's see, this thing here. See, it's very hard to point. Here, this one. So this is like a show bug. So the Betterman Show. This is the Betterman Show, where I share my journey on becoming a better person, where I make the mistake so you do not have to, where I test stuff so you do not have to, right? So obviously, the past few days we'll be kind of talking about technology or the gear behind the platforms, right? So this is called Ecamm Live. I am actually pretty excited that I've been able to reuse it. So a bit of backstory. Was using it because of my MacBook Air. It's just not powerful enough because this is a very, very resource heavy application, which is understandable. But I was really pushing it to the max because I was trying to use it like a virtual cam to be used in Zoom, and then I have to run Keynote at the same time, right? So in essence, there were three heavy applications running at the same time: Zoom, Keynote, and then Ecamm Live. So it wasn't working. But right now, for this particular live stream, this particular 100-day challenge, it is solely for a live stream, and it seems to be coping very well. In fact, normally if my MacBook Air is being stressed to the max, right? It's kind of like a human person, when we are running or when we are sprinting, we need to take more air, we need to breathe, and we tend to breathe a bit harder, right? So when the machine, even the computer, when it's stressed to the max, you can literally hear the fans kicking in, and it's kind of like trying to draw in more air. But so far, I'm happy to say that it's been quiet in the background. And therefore, I know that it's coping fairly well with what's going on here right? So I'm essentially using Ecamm Live purely for live streaming, and I'm just making use of some of the capabilities that it has. I'm not using it to the max. There's still a lot more things I can do, but past few days it's been fun to design certain things that has that it has such potential for. So for example, like I can pull up a chat. So feel free to leave a comment and let me know where you are catching us from. I am not very sure whether I have connected it properly, because this is now my use case is a little bit different. Most people do tend to stream directly onto Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. So they choose one of the platforms. But what I'm doing now is I'm a kind of using Ecamm Live. The output goes to Restream, which is restream.io. Restream is powerful in the sense that it has the ability to then redirect whatever you are doing on one platform to multiple platforms. So now it's actually going out to both Facebook as well as YouTube and some other platforms that I'm kind of testing. Like remember I said I test so that I do the testing so you do not have to. So hopefully over time I can then give you a quick overview of like the various platforms and also the various technology platforms to do something like this. Because I think in today's context, this is becoming more and more relevant. Very, very relevant, because a lot of people are moving from face-to-face meetings to online presentations, for example, like this. And a lot of businesses are also starting to transition onto live streams and even individuals, right? Interestingly enough, what happens is that because of me doing this, I've actually had people coming up, friends who have approached me and said, "Hey, can you help me with setting up something similar, whether is it for their personal use or even for their business use?" So it is an interesting skill set to develop, right? And to be honest, why I'm doing this is really for you do things that give you joy, and tinkering and tweaking and playing around with all these things is a fun thing for me. It's a fun thing for me. So even like this, right? Even like this, this little bug here, as if you can notice, there's a little bit of animation going on. It's actually not difficult to do. So probably another episode I'll do a little bit of walkthrough. I did do that yesterday. But I didn't go into details. But something like this that can be done very, very easily on free software for the Mac. Unfortunately, Ecamm Live is a Mac-only software, but obviously for Windows friends who are on the Windows platform, there are similar, very powerful applications like vMix, StreamYard, Streamlabs, and so on, right? So there are obviously other possibilities, right? So once again, if we're not friends, I'm BK. It's just a short form of my name, and this kind of graphic over here is called a lower third. So it's good to kind of like just show your show name and stuff like that, right? And usually people use that to kind of give people like a call to action, or let people know what's going on. So obviously currently right now we are live, right? And this was something that I realized that it's so hard to do this. So hard to do this. So this is actually something I just recently I have a confession to make. I will definitely not be a very good police sketch artist. I'm definitely not going to be a very good police sketch artist, because I think a couple of months back, there was this huge surge of avatars, or this kind of pictures popping up on Facebook, right? Because Facebook just released this thing, create your own custom avatar. It has actually been on the iPhone for a while, which is the Memoji, which you can actually create your own image, faces, right? I mean your own personalized emojis. And they give you the option of choosing your hair, your glasses, your even the shape of your face and so on. And I can't really, I can't for the life of me, cannot really come out with something that is like what the police sketch artist would do, right? So this is the closest I can do. Hopefully it looks like me. Let me just show you again. So it actually has a little bit of animation. So for iOS, there's this app where you can do it. And so what I did was simply record a quick, me doing some funny things, and you can download it as a transparent movie, and then it can be added into a graphic like this, right? So which kind of spices up a little bit of the production value of something like this. Okay, so this is what has been going on, right, with some of the behind the scenes, improving some of these things as that we are doing here, right? So let me just try and show you another thing here. So obviously you can also do a lower third like this, where you can put in like a URL for people to kind of type in, or you can even put a QR code, for example, and people to scan. So a QR code is interesting because it connects the physical world to the online world. So while you put it up on a screen, more often than not, people have a cell phone with them nearby, right? So they might be watching this on a computer screen, and then you pop up a QR code, so you can actually quickly scan, so that they can also be transported to whatever online platform you want, right? So that's a useful thing about QR code. Interestingly enough, QR codes has been around for a long, long time, and I've always felt that it was an amazing piece of technology. It is a piece of technology. Now, the idea behind it was, I think, created for logistics, if I'm not wrong, in Japan, and they needed something because during that time, whenever they were scanning, when they had like fast moving parcels, right? They was like moving along, and the barcodes was like a bottleneck, because they found that the single line, those lines, those barcodes with lines, if you've seen those before, right? They were often very difficult to scan. So it was the bottleneck. So for example, if you have this fast moving chain of parcels that's coming along, and you're trying to track your parcels, right, for a logistic company. So as it moves along, you find that it cannot move fast enough because the barcodes was stopping it, because they couldn't scan it fast enough. So they came out with a different system, which is what we see today as a QR code. Now, QR codes are very, very fast. If you notice, if you have used a phone before, you notice nowadays even most of your smartphones have ability to scan QR codes by default. For iPhones, it's built into the camera app. All you need to do is just point the camera app at a QR code. It will actually be able to recognize it, and then you can click a link and it goes to wherever the QR code was set up for you to go, right? And it's very fast. So I guess that was how they solved the bottleneck, so that now you can literally have the parcels moving along at a much faster speed, and the scanner is on top, and then it's able to scan the parcels, and you have less or fewer error rates, right? So that was actually the whole idea behind QR codes. And it's been around for quite a while. In fact, more than 10 years ago, I was trying to use it for my other business then, but it just didn't take off. It just didn't quite catch on, other than outside of Japan, right? So it didn't quite catch on. But these days, I guess these days is becoming very commonplace. And of course, because of what's going on in the world right now, everywhere we go, they actually require us to scan, kind of like scan to sign in, so that they can track you for where you are, or who is at what location, so that if there is any need to follow up or trace or contact trace, then it's easy to do so, right? So everyone has gotten very used to using QR codes, and I guess it's also very prevalent in even like in fact, when I was in Japan, when I was in China for a few years, one of it was also very prevalent on products. So a product brochure, they would have a QR code with like you scan it so that it takes you to the information page or how to use page or how to guide, the thing, right? So that's how. So why this live stream is because I'm always been fascinated and with technology and how it can apply to various things. And obviously in this current time, the use of live stream platforms and all that would be quite important, and therefore I'm doing this. So the technology side, the show has some improvements already, I think, right? I have done like certain refinements, being able to add certain things to the show, right? So like even like this simple graphics to kind of help the viewer along. But my 100-day real challenge, I would feel, is that after this 100 days, I think I want to be a much better speaker. I think that is my personal challenge to myself. And as I was talking about all those things just now, I kind of feel that I was back to rambling mode. So this kind of technology improvements are not too difficult. It's actually just learning and doing it. But I feel that at the end of the whole 100 days, my personal report card to myself would be becoming a much better communicator in this platform or for whatever platform. In fact, this morning I was listening to Jim Rohn, one of my favorite authors and mentors, and I realized something. And I realized that when you listen to a lot of his audibles, and he has a wide range, so obviously he's been given credit for being one of the best personal development and success growth speakers, right? And I think rightly so. He's enjoyable to listen to. He's funny, very witty, obviously very direct, but yet not harsh. So these are some of the things that I personally find I admire about him. But today, when I was listening to one of his audibles called on character development, what I really came to appreciate today was that he has a wealth of knowledge in many fields, and he's sharing stories from all over the place, from business, from human performance, from a lot of areas. And obviously the stories then weaved into what he's trying to share as a message for personal growth becomes very apt, very appropriate, right? But what amazed me today was that he obviously is a very widely read person, and having read a lot of books from all kinds of fields, he's then able to adapt them or weave them into the stories that he's telling. That's a pretty big challenge. That's a pretty big challenge. So, and something I would want to aspire to. So, end of the 100 days challenge, and I think I'll probably just start on that journey, is I would really want to become a better communicator, whether is it on a live stream or whether is it on in any other situation. So this is just one of the platforms that I have, and obviously I'm appreciative of it, and I really want to thank all the friends who give comments and feedback and help me improve. So 46 days has been interesting. I've grown, I've developed new skills, I have realized that there are platforms that can do all kinds of things, right? So I'm truly thankful for the opportunity. So now the next challenge, beyond the cosmetics, because the cosmetic part of it is fun, but it's really not the most important. The other day, my friend sent me an article about this lady who was from Malaysia, and then she was stuck in China. She went there for a product sourcing tour, I think, or visit. And then because this thing broke out and she was stuck in China, And then she started doing live streams in China, and to date, she has grown to 100,000 viewership, which is amazing. Some live stream shows have this capability to really move very fast. I'm also quite amazed whenever I see auction shows, and they also are very popular. So, but like what one of my friends said, don't do the show because of viewership. Yes, that's true, right? But obviously, viewership is a way to also gauge your results, right? So in this case, if I aim to to bring value through this platform, sharing the things I know, and then literally calling this the Better Man Show, because sharing my journey to become a better person, and hopefully that helps another human being to do the same, then I will have brought value, right? But at the same time, because of what I said just now, I want to also improve my game in terms of speaking or becoming a better communicator. Then viewership would also be a way to gauge the results, right? So it is not a viewership game, but it's a way to gauge the results. That's what I'm trying to express here. So I didn't realize I went on for much longer than I expected. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed some of the minor cosmetic improvements versus the very first day. Where is the first day? Yeah, it was we have come a long way. So again, I hope it's an encouragement to anyone who is watching this and wanting to do something like this. Just start, and things can get better along the way. And hopefully it has gotten better. And obviously, I'm also hoping for other things to get better over time as well. So happy Friday, happy weekend ahead. Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday. And I'm having a good lunch on Sunday with friends. I'm going to have a good lunch with friends. There is a... Let's see, does it pop up? Okay, I need to do this. Happy Sunday. Happy Saturday, Sunday coming ahead, and have a good time with friends. I'm just trying to see what the messages shows. No, this is direct on Facebook. Okay, good night. See you guys tomorrow for day number 47.